Hello, folks. Welcome back to 2008. I think this is the first. Is this the first video we're doing in TEW9?
It is, yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. I'll have to think about that when making the title for the video. I'll post it as 2020 by accident, likely. We're here.
I believe in you.
Yeah, thank you. We're here as always with Puddy. How's it going? How's it?
It's going good.
Big.
We're in Austin, Texas. I love Austin.
Yeah, big Austin, Texas fan.
Oh, I love Austin, yeah. It's my favorite of the big Texas cities.
Damn. Got him.
Hey, that's a compliment to Austin, not a drag on the others.
On the other many. Like Dallas.
Yeah, there's Houston, there's Dallas, there's San Antonio. There's a lot of big cities in Austin.
A lot of big cities in Austin. I love it.
Fuck.
So yeah, we're here for...
we should mention, probably, that due to various communication breakdowns over the last 6 months or so, we have been messing up our business model and haven't been charging patrons for any of the videos that have been going out, except for the WrestleMania one. There are various reasons for that. Nobody is to blame specifically, but we just wanted to update you guys. We did actually try to move to a monthly Patreon option because I think that maybe made more sense these days. But apparently, there's a wait list to go from by-product billing to monthly billing. So we're just going to go back to the old system. So we are going back to billing for every video that gets uploaded on Tucker's channel, except maybe the occasional television. We probably won't charge for those if we record a Raw or a SmackDown. But the rest, every video otherwise is gonna be billed on the Patreon.
Yeah, perfect. I was gonna say something, and I don't remember.
Apologies.
That's all good. No, you're good. Regardless, we're here for SNME 18. It's the Stairway to Heaven. What does that mean?
It's a WrestleMania rematch.
That it is, in the main event. With the belt hung up high, The Undertaker and Chavo Guerrero will be climbing ladders in order to try to pull the belt down. They're not just doing that for fun.
No.
Yeah. Be cool, though. Be cool. They just did that
Would
for
be.
fun. Fucking around. Puddy, are you ready to just get into this?
Sure, absolutely.
Let's do it then. The world is watching. We get our video package going in here.
Yeah, should we explain this rivalry? Obviously, we last saw these two at WrestleMania. A lot has happened since then.
That it has. So The Undertaker obviously won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Kept that...
The World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Fair enough. What did I say? Did I say WWE Championship?
The WWE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was really scared for a sec. I said like an entirely other company. Like I thought I said WWE.
The AEW
I thought I was like
Heavyweight
WCW champion, The Undertaker. Yeah, so he won the belt at WrestleMania. Kevin Nash obviously got his boy Chavo Guerrero a rematch in fairly quick order. Maybe it's a week or two.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks, but it was in Paris, France.
That it was a big SmackDown when we were over there in Europe. And it ended in
Yep, go on.
It ended in a horrific sense. Terrible. As The Undertaker locked in the Hell's Gate, as it's come to have been known.
But what's wrong with that, Tucker? He used that to win the title at WrestleMania.
He did. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I missed a point there.
No, that's fine. You've got a segue to do it right here.
Kevin Nash had gone to the Florida Athletic Commission, and he began to ask them to inquire about a move that The Undertaker had been doing. It was indeed that said Hell's Gate, the move that he had won the title with at WrestleMania. It had left Chavo Guerrero spitting up blood. A horrible scene. Nasty stuff. And the council had come down with the verdict that indeed the Hell's Gate was too dangerous. It was not a wrestling maneuver. It was in fact some kind of death hold and it should be banned from the entirety of professional wrestling. And yeah, that's what happened. We went to that rematch, and The Undertaker fucking beat his ass with a Hell's Gate.
We don't know if The Undertaker didn't care or was unaware of the changes to the rules.
There's also,
but certainly one of those things occurred.
There's also the speculation to be had that The Undertaker is an undead wizard, and so do Athletic Commission rulings apply to him? He's not exactly a normal competitor. Regardless, the decision was upheld, and Kevin Nash stripped the World Heavyweight Championship from The Undertaker's waist. And he's hung it up.
Not without great difficulty, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because initially this wasn't even going to be Chavo Undertaker in a ladder match. It was going to be Chavo and somebody else. But the Undertaker attacked Kevin Nash in the hallways.
And then Chavo wanted revenge, I guess, and so now we're here.
Chavo was down then. That's where we are. That's what's happening tonight.
The Stairway to Heaven, all roads lead to the World Heavyweight Championship.
We check in with our commentators for tonight. It's Michael Cole and Mick Foley of SmackDown. And they do tease that we'll have a little bit of a special guest later on tonight for one of our Raw affairs.
But up first, we have a Tag Team Championship match from Raw. The World Tag Team Championships. Tucker, you want to clue people in on this hotly anticipated tag team clash?
So there's been a lot of movement lately. It is the what do we call it? The transaction period, the movement period,
the trade
window period, the trade window. Yep, I'm good for that. It's the trade window. So there's been a lot of movement. Most recently. Like Batista came over to Raw, Bobby Lashley's
that was huge.
SmackDown now. Elijah Burke went over to SmackDown. DX is on SmackDown. SmackDown picking up pretty big, but Raw
back together.
Yep, Raw did get London and Kendrick. Paul London and Brian
arguably
Kendrick,
the greatest tag team of all time.
They are now on the red brand, and they are already #1 contenders for those World Tag Team titles. Still held by Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. I think they won them. They won them on
before Mania,
screen, right? Yeah, we would have seen them. I think at one point with the belts.
I think it was off screen, but I think we definitely seen them with the belts because Ted obviously had his big singles match at Mania.
That he did, and there's probably something to talk about with Ted DiBiase as well shortly after this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, London
because that tag team title ain't the only gold around his waist as he comes down to the ring here.
Yeah, London and Kendrick have won their way into this situation here. And obviously, speaking of winning, Teddy Two Belts himself, dear God, in this transaction period, the Intercontinental Champion Triple H, as we've already explained, went over to SmackDown. He's no longer Intercontinental Champion. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
You'll have to seek out the VODs channel. Figure out what's going on there. Real. So yeah, we had our transaction period. The Intercontinental Championship left Raw, leaving Teddy Long with a situation where he only had 3 belts: the WWE Championship, the World Tag Team Championships, and the Women's Championship. He wanted to change this. He made a few phone calls. He was trying to look into different avenues to bring different belts back.
At one point, he had acquired the TNA Legends title.
I was going to say,
but he didn't think that was sufficient.
There were many different belts floated as a possibility here. But it ended up being the United States Championship from SmackDown. John Bradshaw Layfield won it at WrestleMania from Doug Basham. You all saw that. John Bradshaw Layfield, quite frankly, decided he didn't want to work any day. And sold the belt to Teddy Long for a fine, hefty sum, vacating it, leading to a United States Championship tournament, the final of which would be Ted DiBiase versus Jeff Hardy, taking place on the Raw just after SNME 17. And Ted DiBiase won it.
Yeah, huge win for him. He cheated to win, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever, though. That nobody will remember that.
And Jeff Hardy originally was willing to let that slide, but after a leaving pep talk from Bobby Lashley, was inspired to go after Ted and cost him a match against London and Kendrick this past Monday on Raw, which leaves us where we are now. London and Kendrick have a win over the tag team champions. They're here on the Raw brand. They're an iconic tag team. Can they win their second championships, a second set of championships here on Monday Night Raw?
Let's find out.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, London and Kendrick win. They are the World Tag Team Champions. I believe. Fantastic
match for like this is probably Legacy's best ever match here.
Easily. Yeah, Legacy have been really good with us as tag champs. London and Kendrick though, man. They're built different. They're
generational.
Yeah, I mean they're the greatest tag team this side of 2000. Yeah. Easy as.
Ooh. Controversial.
New World Tag Team Champions.
Yep. I mean, you can't argue with that.
Jerry Lawler
asks them how they feel, whether or not they think they can replicate the success that they had on Thursday nights.
Yeah. I don't see why we wouldn't. We are the tag champs now.
Back to you in the studio, Michael.
Riveting. Kofi Kingston. We see a little video here. Kofi Kingston's making his SmackDown debut this week. He's been hyped up for a little while now, about a month or so. We'll finally get to see what this beach man has going on.
Tucker, I think this could be one of the most exciting debuts in the cruiserweight division we've seen in a very, very long time. This young man has oozes of charisma and athleticism.
Do we know he has athleticism? We've just seen him standing on a beach.
Look at his build. I mean, I know he's wearing a loose fit Hawaiian t-shirt at the moment, but you can just see those abs.
All right, maybe I need to get new glasses. Anyways. Michael Cole doesn't have glasses. I don't know.
I think we've got women up next. Should we... Let's go to the match first. I don't think we need to hold off on the result of this one. Yeah, should we explain, though, how we've reached this amalgamation of female athleticism?
So, during this trade window, Nat Hart took a look at her estate. her great estate.
Sorry, that popped me.
That it was time to send off her three most accomplished pupils, those being Christy, Emmy, Candice, Michelle, and Katie.
I think you mean send off all of her pupils.
yeah, I guess you're right now, aren't I? Yeah, fair. Yeah, they've come over here on Raw, and that has been a threat, or at least a perceived threat, by Melina, who's kind of been head honcho over here on Raw for a little while. Obviously, that women's title is on Beth Phoenix, but come on, who's the real star here? Let's be honest, folks.
Tori Wilson.
Yep, obviously. The answer is Serena Deeb, actually. See you in a couple years for that one. Yeah, Melina basically picked a fight with these women, sent Victoria after them. Victoria's already the #1 contender for Beth Phoenix. Here we are.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it is a loose factional equation here on Raw at the moment. We're talking about like these women on the left here. I think Candice, Christy, and Katie are pretty aligned. But really, for Beth, this is an enemy of my enemy situation. And even with Revolution, they've been. I mean, some have said that they've been inactive. Some have called the stable inactive over the last few months. Melina's sort of been doing her own thing. Victoria's been sort of doing her own thing. Serena and Talia have been sort of doing nothing. It's sort of this stable has reformed, I think, in response to the arrival of this fresh group of talent. And I think battle lines were drawn, and this was this match as these 8 women really jostle for position. You got to remember, we're in a post Trish Stratus world now, and there is a spot available to be the next face of women's wrestling. And I think all of these women want to stake their claim to it. And they're all going out there tonight to prove a point. But like you said, the one who's got the best chance of proving that point right now is Victoria, because she's going to be up against Beth Phoenix on Monday night for that women's championship. Unfortunately, though, in this match, we see just how powerful and just how strong Beth Phoenix can be, because she picks up the win.
Afterwards,
dissension is teased.
Yeah, the Revolution stable all look at each other, kind of weird. And we get a graphic there for the women's title match on Monday.
Yep.
Okay, we got a recap of Psychosis, him coming to the WWE, debuting, and being an absolute menace that he is. This guy has pretty much, since his arrival, been exclusively fucking with Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
Rey Mysterio's talked about it on SmackDown this week, how Psychosis has kind of become this shape in the side of his eye, you know what I mean? Something that he always feels like he's checking over his shoulder to make sure isn't quite there. And
we've seen him watch. Yeah, I was about to say we've seen him watching from the shadows occasionally.
Yeah, I was gonna say oftentimes Psychosis is there. This little freak. He ripped at did he? No, maybe I'm wrong on that.
No, he took Dragon Nakamura's mask clean off. Yeah,
I thought so. He ripped at and took the mask clean off of Dragon Nakamura.
Luckily, Rey Mysterio was present with a towel to immediately hide the true face of Dragon Nakamura. We know in lucha culture, which Dragon Nakamura, I don't know if we think. I mean, he's not a luchador, but like certainly he takes from lucha culture, right? Yeah. So I think even he has this identity that he has to protect.
I think even if it's not important to Dragon Nakamura, Psychosis did it for a reason, and it's because it's important to Rey Mysterio. It would be important to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio can look at Dragon Nakamura and somewhat see himself as another man of clothed facial features. Yeah.
Which brings us here to Psychosis versus Dragon Nakamura, with Dragon Nakamura looking to get revenge.
Let's do it. Based.
And he acquires that revenge.
That he does. Rey Mysterio is at ringside for this, and he's going to get himself involved pretty much unprompted. I think he had said on SmackDown that he was going to be out here to make sure that Psychosis didn't try any more nefarious things. But Rey Mysterio is just going to get himself involved anyways. He can't stand this Psychosis guy. And he helps Dragon Nakamura get the win over him.
Psychosis looks pissed.
That he does. He's shouting and screaming in the ring as Rey and Dragon Nakamura scamper up the ramp.
He's shouting in Mexican.
Using that Mexican language that they possess. Luchadors, I mean.
Yeah, what do you mean they?
I said luchadors.
Yeah. I was just making sure.
All three of them.
What a colorful cast of characters. They all look sad, by the way. None of the three of them are smiling.
This is what it's come to. We cut to Michael Cole and Mick Foley there at the commentary table, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we've been in Austin, Texas now since Thursday, and it's been pretty nice. We like this place. Solid.
Thank you to the people of Austin for hosting us.
Hell yeah. We're
going to be back here in 2 years for Survivor Series.
See you in 2 years. Yeah. I thought this was here. So the Idol Stevens, who did he dress as to spark this?
Wasn't it Inoki?
I thought so, yeah. It's like we had Idol Inoki come out, Antonio Idolki.
Yep, I think that was the phrase that you uttered.
Yep, based. Yeah, Yoshihiro Nobunaga took that as disrespect to Japanese wrestlers everywhere. And now they're wrestling, and Nobunaga drives his knees into the side of his head off the second rope.
Yep, Nobunaga ain't someone to fuck with.
No, yeah, he very much does indeed fuck up Idol Stevens quite badly here.
Yeah.
We see a video package for the first of our two kind of main events here tonight. It's a rematch of what went down on SNME 17. It's Mr. Kennedy taking on John Cena. Mr. Kennedy challenging John Cena to a match at Saturday night's main event 17, saying that he knew for a fact that John Cena's shoulder was still hurt, and that's why he lost at WrestleMania to Randy Orton. We got to that match, Kennedy and Cena. And Kennedy ended up pulling out the win, fairly handily. I mean, it's John Cena.
It was a roll up, I think, but yeah.
And Mr. Kennedy had then told John Cena to his face that it was not his shoulder that was hurt; it was John Cena's soul that was hurt. It's something inside there ain't the same anymore, John.
And that really rustled John Cena's jimmies.
And it did, leading to John kind of baiting Mr. Kennedy into agreeing to this match here tonight, essentially telling him, well, you can't do it again. So,
yep. And I think this is a real risk for John Cena, because he has had, let's be honest, an abysmal month, right? Terrible. The month he lost to Randy Orton, then the night after WrestleMania he lost to Bobby Lashley. The week afterwards he loses to Shelton Benjamin, and now he's also lost to Mr. Kennedy. Like, John Cena has had an awful run of matches here, and he's going into a match against the guy. Look, say what you want about Mr. Kennedy. He's a former WWE champion. He's beaten guys like Randy Orton, like Kurt Angle, like Batista, like Rey Mysterio, right? We're The Undertaker, right? Mr. Kennedy, he deserves some respect. And if Cena loses twice in a row to this guy, I mean, where does Cena go from here?
Well, let's see what happens.
Yep. And a lot of the start of this match is that sort of dynamic of Kennedy sort of being better than Cena. Cena's trying to get this babyface kind of fire going, and Kennedy just does these like nasty little tricks to take the momentum back. Like not necessarily cheating, but it's like he catches Cena with a drop toe hold in the middle of his momentum and then just rolls out of the ring. Really kind of breaks up the feel of the match. He starts to slow things down. He locks in that headlock. He's chewing that piece of gum. He's looking into the crowd like, yep, I'll sit here in this headlock all day long. And just grinding Cena down, just absolutely like making life miserable for him. And Cena's got to work so hard here to even have a shot at Mr. Kennedy. It takes him the better part of 20 minutes to even get himself back into this match. Every time he goes for the attitude adjustment, Kennedy like gets behind Cena and pushes him away. He, kicks him in the knees, kicks him in the shins, gets him with a kind of uppercut to the jaw. Just these little strikes that Kennedy is perfect at just disrupting Cena's flow. But eventually Cena, he does what he's always said. He never gives up, and he refuses to let Kennedy get him. Kennedy goes for a small package, a roll up, everything, and Cena just kicks out at the last moment. Cena is having to fight for his life in this match, but that is where John Cena thrives, and he gets his strikes in, he gets his shoulder tackle in, he still can't quite hit that attitude adjustment, but he sees that opening. He hits Kennedy with that drop toe hold, and he locks in the STF, and it's a good minute of Cena just screaming, hoping that this is his shot, that Kennedy taps out in the middle of the ring, and eventually, with nowhere to go, that's exactly what Kennedy does. And for the first time since WrestleMania, first time since the Royal Rumble, really, John Cena has a big win here at Saturday night's main event, and he celebrates this win like it was WrestleMania. Like this, clearly there is a weight lifted off of John Cena's shoulders having won this match.
Let's see what happens from there. Yeah, we've got our video package for Chavo Guerrero and The Undertaker.
I guess we've already
Yeah,
recapped.
We've done it. Yeah, it's about to be pretty sick, I think. So, let's see what happens. Oh, well, actually, The Undertaker's going to walk to the ring first.
And this one, I think we should probably go through before we move to the main event, because I think this is one of the bigger matches we've had all year. We're talking about a WrestleMania rematch here. What do you think the big factors are in this match?
Number one, no DQ comes to mind.
Yep.
Number two, the ladder itself. The Undertaker's a taller man. Some might say that might mean he has to climb less steps to get to the top. I look at a 6'10" guy climbing a ladder, and I'm like, oh, geez, I hope he doesn't fall off that thing. It's a lot of weight to try to keep up on a ladder. Number three. Well, what about the crowd? Who are they gonna get behind in this? You know what I mean? The Undertaker's
I think it's definitely the Undertaker, right?
I don't know. We're pretty close to that border. You know what I mean? We're pretty close to that border.
Chavo's hometown of El Paso.
Chavo's hometown of Mexico. Here to support him tonight.
I think this match, this is the third time these two titans have clashed inside a WWE ring for the World Heavyweight Championship in a main event. And we've seen a pattern in the last two matches that I do think, even with the presence of the ladders, is going to repeat itself here tonight, which is the Undertaker starts like a house on fire. He just has a massive advantage when it comes to striking. He is one of the best pure strikers in the business, and he catches Chavo off guard. He rocks him from the start, and Chavo's going to have to take some time sort of dodging the Undertaker, trying to slow the match down to the point, because Taker is just lighting Chavo up. And I think at this point, Taker is at least a little bit frustrated with the treatment that he's been subjected to by Kevin Nash and Chavo Guerrero. And I think that'll show in the ferocity of the Undertaker's attacks. And I think the early, even the first 10 minutes of this match are going to be a mixture of Taker kind of flying at Chavo, hitting his signature moves, stuff like Snake Eyes, stuff like the leg drop on the apron, and Chavo trying to break up the Undertaker's offense. And I think we're going to build to two big spots in this first 10 minutes. The first one being the Taker dive. I think he's going to hit the Taker dive. He has in the previous matches as well. I think that's always a big spot that we build to and we sell. And then I also think Chavo's going to hit a frog splash off of a ladder through an announcer's table.
Hell yeah. That's lit as hell.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's gonna build to in the first 10 minutes. Do you have? I have a few things for later in the match, but do you have anything else you want to add to these first 10 minutes of the match? First, maybe 15.
I think you hit a lot of the kind of spots and stuff like that. Let me think. Has Chavo hit Three Amigos on Taker before?
Ooh, I don't think he has. At least I don't think I've explicitly said it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he tries for that, and I don't know. Does it work? Does it not? I imagine it probably doesn't.
I think maybe he doesn't get it here, and then either, depending on what, I'll leave this to you. Either he does it later in the match and he does get it the second time, or we save it for a future match that these two guys may have one day.
I think we could save it. I think we're good enough to say he doesn't hit it here. He goes for it, but he can't connect on the second one. We'll go with that.
He's just too big.
Yeah. You can do a suplex to him, but two, geez, no, there's no way. Not in a row.
As we get about 15, maybe closer to 20 minutes into this match, just like in the previous two, Chavo's offense mainly targeting the legs and the back. I also think one thing I forgot to mention is that Mick Foley and Michael Cole are going to put over really hard in this match. That, if the Undertaker can't walk, he can't climb a ladder. And, Chavo Guerrero is clearly targeting the legs and his lower back. And we'll do that spot we've done in the other matches where Taker gets Chavo up for the tombstone, and he just clearly is not able to complete that maneuver. Chavo has, throughout these three matches, proven that he can cut the Undertaker off from the tombstone piledriver. He is a capable enough wrestler to do that, and he does it yet again here. But this time, Chavo is going to he's going to do a DDT on the Undertaker afterwards, and then he's going to hit a frog splash. And he's going to look really, really smug. Like, he's going to look around. He just blocked the tombstone. He hit a DDT and a frog splash. He thinks, you know what? I am this good. I've got this in the bag. And he goes to, like, pick Taker up, and he clearly is indicating, like, he's going to pick him up and, like, throw him out of the ring so he can climb the ladder. And Taker locks in the Hell's Gate.
No!
And Mick Foley goes crazy. Like, that's illegal. That's a bad move. That's a bad move. And then Michael Cole's like, there's no disqualifications, Mick. What are they going to do? And Taker just wrenches in the Hell's Gate. And Chavo starts bleeding from the mouth. Unacceptable.
Send in the goons.
Yeah, so Taker, I think he's going to finish the Hell's Gate, and then he's going to start slowly sauntering up the ladder. And then as he reaches the top and the crowd start popping, the goons will arrive and push the ladder over.
Hell yeah.
And then they'll try and drag Chavo and, like, get him up the ladder, and then Taker can, like, sit up and then get in the ring and destroy the goons.
Nice, yep.
I guess Kevin Nash is just present at this point. I don't think Kevin Nash is going to physically get involved in this match.
He's in there. He's going up the ladder.
He was. I mean, at WrestleMania, he did take a bump, I think. But I think in this match, he's just going to be looking on as the Undertaker just fucking tosses the goons. And then I think we just get back. So there was that interference, and I think we just get back to Chavo versus Taker for a little bit at the end here. And I think the finish, and if you have nothing else, I think I have a finish in mind.
Yeah, go for it.
I think the finish is going to be Chavo. There's a couple ladders set up, and Chavo goes for a superplex, and he hits it.
Oh, shit.
And it's huge, and it's big, and like it's hard, and it takes a while.
He knew he could only hit one suplex.
He saved it for the big occasion.
One possible.
But like clearly the amount of effort it took for Chavo to hit that, like both of these men are down for a long period of time. And Kevin Nash is like grabbing Chavo's hand. He's like, come on, Chavo, you got this. You've got this. And Chavo does get to his feet and he starts climbing the ladder, and then Taker sits up. And he gets to his feet and he starts climbing the ladder, but it's very clear that Taker is in just worse shape than Chavo is. Like, he is very much struggling to get up the ladder. Like you said, every rung is more effort for a man the size of The Undertaker, and his legs and lower back are in agony. And Chavo sees this, he sees The Undertaker, and he starts speeding up because he's still got that burst of energy. He still has that hunger, that desire. So he just gets himself to the top of the ladder, and as The Undertaker's about halfway up, Chavo claims the World Heavyweight Championship again.
He did it. He did it.
And I think The Undertaker, exhausted, falls from the ladder at the end of the match.
Yeah, good call. Good call. I'm sure Nash collects up the boys, heads them up the ramp.
Yep, celebrating.
Chavo is now a three-time
yeah,
World Heavyweight Champion. Fantastic.
Underestimate Chavo Guerrero at your own risk.
Heart of a warrior. And there's the show. I guess we do the...
It's a good start to TW at 9.
Yeah. That's an excellent start to TW9. I love it.
Just run the Mania main event again.
Run it back. See what happens.
Yes, I think I know where you're going, and I think since we're back to regular, we should show the credits.
Oh, yeah, good call. I was going to do the media scrum first, though.
Oh, dude. Yeah, okay. I'm willing to do one more, although I'll admit to you, Tucker, I'm starting. The last one has made me think we may not do these for much longer.
No, it's going to be fine. They're fun.
I didn't find the last one very fun at all. I'm not going to lie to you.
I kept asking me very confusing questions.
Yeah, I like, they weren't even I would be okay if they hit us with the hard questions, but they were all pretty weird.
Yeah, they were kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, let's do it, I guess.
I'm willing to do at least one on screen, sure.
Oh, we get to do our post-show speech still.
Yep.
Without
Taker and Chavo.
The one thing that I do think is worse about this screen is that the ratings are no longer back here for you to kind of know who did well. You have to remember that a little bit. Which is not, like, impossible. It's just you can't just, like, look at it. Just right
complimented on a good, or praised for a great performance. Oh, told they're awesome is fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that for them.
Mr. Kennedy, for sure. He nailed it tonight.
Yep.
And probably should be John.
Yeah.
Because he was a huge part of that.
Big hug for John.
We're back to seemed pleased.
Pleased, wow.
Except for one of them. I feel like one of those people didn't show up.
Yeah, Kennedy didn't show up at all. Yeah, we made some money. I like making money.
What's interesting about these figures, I think it implies that we make more money from these shows in the UK than we do in the US market. Yeah, because I feel like that's our biggest I think that's our biggest pay-per-view market is the UK.
Probably, yeah. Well, they never got switched over, right? So they only know pay-per-view.
That's true. Although we were kind of missing from pay-per-view for a few years. They had to buy the DVDs.
They did, yeah. All right, here we go, man. The journalists have piled in. Chrissy Emmy was off her game tonight. How disappointed are you in her inconsistency?
I'll be honest, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
so I'll say, I'm sure it was a one.
Oh,
off.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're still there. Good. Okay, with Chavo Guerrero having won the World Heavyweight title tonight, is this sort of a strong push for him? Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about, bro.
He deserves the opportunity to get a run as champion. He's the champion now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this is the opportunity. This is his opportunity.
Oh, so that's saying I'm not going to squash him tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going to have a run as champion.
I have a lot of faith in him.
We have a lot of faith in him. Yeah, for sure.
Everyone seems to agree that SNME 18 Stairway to Heaven has been a successful show. What are your thoughts now that it's over?
I honestly, it was okay, but I think we can still do better.
Yeah, onwards and upwards, man. Oh, this one down here? Yeah?
Yeah, the one I said verbatim? Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah, understandable. With London Kendrick having won the World Tag Team titles tonight, are they going to get a lot of spotlight over the coming months? I have a lot of faith in them.
I'll leave this one to you.
I have a lot of faith in them.
Cool.
You have two workers. Candice Michelle and Jillian Hall despise each other. You plan to address this? No. What is wrong with you? What are you asking me?
I like a little tension backstage. Yeah. Keeps everyone sharp.
I love every time. It's just like, nobody liked that. Oh. What are your thoughts on one of your rivals, Jeff Jarrett, the head booker of TNA? Whoa. I'm heavily influenced by him. I consider him to be one of the best bookers in the world.
I don't really know him or pay attention to any of his booking.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Goated. What do you mean you don't follow him? You're openly hostile to each other. What do you mean? I have to.
Don't comment on these matters.
Yeah. So, any other questions? Yeah, just like, fuck you, then, guy. Like, fuck yourself. I don't know Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, that one was slightly better, but it's still weird.
That one was pretty fun. And yeah, that one was at least more about the show.
I tell you what, we can compromise. We can do them for the big four.
Yeah,
does that sound reasonable?
I think I'd be all right with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's our credits up on the screen now.
Thank you to all those people.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Means a lot.
And thank you to everyone who's not on the credits. We appreciate your support.
Either way, yeah, anybody watching this in like 2024, or 25.
We've been doing this for like 4 years.
I have, buddy. All on my own.
Yeah. Yep. I joined later. I was a late addition to this series. Yep. I've enjoyed my time here since 2007 when I came in.
Exactly.
How weird would it be if we did swap co-hosts at one point?
It'd be so fucking weird. It'd be so fucking
weird. It'd be interesting. But yeah, it wouldn't. I think it would lose. I definitely think it would lose a lot.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much to our patrons. I think we don't exactly know the next time we'll see you guys for sure. I don't think it's...
I think it's the next SNME.
Right. Yes. Sorry, I forgot you had mentioned that before. So yeah, the next time we'll see you will be SNME 19, and Puddy already has a name for that one. I don't know if you said it on here or if it was on the stream beforehand.
I think SNME 19 is going to be a very interesting show as two long-term rivals go to war in SNME 19, The Highway to Hell.
Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell. For Puddy, for myself, for John Cena, Mr. Kennedy, and Chris Steele's new move. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will. I noticed it too late this time around, but I do see this here, this little sliver going down the side. That's because I've never recorded in TEW9 before. So yeah, I would have had to change the size of this a little bit. It will be done for the next one. I hope it didn't drive you too crazy. Yeah, we'll see.
Some people just go crazy sometimes.
It just happens in every single walk of life. People just snap. Oh well.